This segment is sponsored by Prime Capital Investment Advisors. Are you diverse in your investments? Here with our monthly financial topic is Jason Noble from Prime Capital Investment Advisors. Good to have you with us today.
Good seeing you.
Yes, sir. An absolute pleasure. Let's start off. How does someone know if they're truly diversified in their investments?
Well, there's a couple of key factors that come into place when you're looking at like a diversified portfolio. Mm-hmm. The first thing I'll say is your asset allocation. Breaking that down, right? I don't like using industry jargon. That's how much money do you have in stocks versus bonds, cash, real estate, alternative investments. There's a wide swath there. But how do you determine how much you should have in there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing, is asset allocation. The second thing I'm gonna say would be your sector allocation. There's 13 sectors in the US economy. And so if you take a look at the sectors, they will move around quite a bit over the course of time. Information technology was leading away a lot of years, but last couple of years was energy. But what if you had nothing in energy and the energy starts popping and you don't have any allocation there? So you want to make sure you're well diversified between the investments on these sectors. But then the third thing I'll say is, what is your risk management? And like, so to manage the risk, you have to know what your score is, like your personal risk score, but then you have to know what your portfolio's risk score is. And how you do that is by monitoring it regularly to make sure that there's no drift. And when I'll say by like the drift, it's, I met with this wonderful woman. She came in and she put 50% of her money in stocks, 50% of her money in bonds, and then she left to go help her mom who was struggling with dementia. When her mom passed away, she came back and came into my office. It was the first time I met her, and she had 80% stock, 20% bonds. So what happened over those 8 years is the stocks outperformed the bonds, and it moved the risk profile up quite a bit. So this meeting was right at the beginning of 2022.
Oh boy.
We adjusted her strategy so she was able to provide a lot of downside protection because we made that adjustment. So if you're not reviewing this regularly, then that's when you could catch yourself being in a high risk environment where you didn't know that you were.
High risk pertaining to where you have your money allocated, but also your age?
Also your age comes into this, but that comes into what I would say is another factor, which is called risk capacity. Risk capacity is predicated upon your personal financial situation in your stage of life.
With all the turbulence in the markets and the economy, what are you telling your clients right now?
You know, with the turbulence, the markets go in cycles. And when the markets go in cycles, one of the things that I think is so important is you got to stay calm and make sure that you're getting proper communication from your advisor. Now, if you're going to go at this your own, there's what we see is a lot of knee-jerk and emotional reactions. So it's just about staying calm. The second thing I would say in a turbulent market is, how's your money being managed in this environment? So when we're looking at managing assets in different market environments, we call it the 3 Ps. You have your money in the public market, you have your money in the private market, and you have your money in protected assets. So when you have the proper percentages in those 3 Ps, you're able to navigate the volatility of the market.
We got about 45 seconds left.
Let's go.
Your financial advisor, how does one know that they have a good financial advisor? And one of the things we were talking about during the commercial break is that, are you a fiduciary? Are you looking out for your client instead of always looking out for yourself?
That's the first off the list is, are you a fiduciary? And I think that's such an important question that you should ask, but then follow up on that question and have them explain how they are a fiduciary. But also credentials and certifications, I think, come into play. And are they able to communicate with you in a way that you understand what they're saying? Now, I know how to make a burrito now because of the segment earlier, because of the great communication.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Noble, always a pleasure. Thank you, sir. Jason Noble with the Prime Capital Investment Advisors. There's a phone number right there. Give those folks a call. They will make sure your money's protected and increases in value. Thank you so much. We've got more Lowcountry Live in just a moment. Stay with us.